Trader here. Today we're going to be reviewing Graham Stephan's Bankroll coffee and tea line. So let's get into it. Alright, first we have to do a smell test for the bag. It says it's vanilla Earl Grey. I don't really smell much vanilla in here, but my 5-minute timer is up and it is time to try the tea. I am not much of a tea drinker, so I actually had to get instructions for how to brew tea. Don't come at me because I'm definitely probably not doing this correctly, but for the purposes of this experiment, I pushed the beverage button on the microwave twice for 8 ounces and let it steep for 5 minutes according to the package. So let's give it a try. Hopefully it's not too hot. I don't taste much vanilla, but it definitely tastes flower petal-y, I guess, kind of earthy. It says it has black tea, vanilla beans, sunflower petals, and cornflower petals. It's corn! Just kidding. So one thing about this tea is it does, even though there's no honey or anything in it, it kind of has a little bit of a sweet flavor to it. Overall, it's good. It's tea. Limit order lavender chamomile tea. Smell test. Ooh, this one smells amazing. It says it has chamomile, lemongrass, blue mallow blossoms, and lavender. You can really smell the lavender in this one. It almost has like a berry smell to it. All right, so 1.5 teaspoons. Wow, you can actually see like the petals and everything in here. And now we wait for 5 to 7 minutes on this one. So I'm gonna set my timer right now and I'll see you in 7 minutes. All right, that's the alarm. Now it's time to try the limit order lavender chamomile tea. I'm a little bit disappointed because it smelled so good in the bag, but when I'm tasting it, it's just very plain. There's not a whole lot I can say about it. It's definitely not as strong as the off-the-charts vanilla Earl Grey tea. Granted, this one is more of an herbal tea and it's caffeine-free. I feel like this one definitely needs honey, but that's just personal opinion. Yeah, it's very faint. I almost wonder if it needs to be steeped longer in like the proper way with cover and all that, but it's good. So of all the teas, I think I'm most excited to try the Margin Call Herbs and Matcha. It's a green tea, a little bit of caffeine, And it has spearmint, cinnamon, matcha green tea, anise, if I'm saying that right, eucalyptus, orange peel, peppermint, lemon myrtle, and licorice root. So it sounds like it's gonna be super flavorful. Let's open it up. Oh, I'm scared. That one is difficult to open. Yeah, you can really smell the peppermint in this one. I'm wondering if it's gonna overpower the matcha, so let's see. And again, 1.5 teaspoons of tea for every 8 ounces of water. Matcha is kind of coming through this bag, but we did it. Okay, so 3 to 5 minutes. See you in 5 minutes. All right, my timer just went off and it is time to try this out. So the spearmint is very strong. It does overpower the matcha flavor. I do get a little bit of an aftertaste of the matcha, but for the most part, this would be a spearmint tea. I don't really taste any cinnamon, which it says it's the second ingredient. So I kind of expected to taste a little bit more cinnamon, but I don't taste it at all. I can't really distinguish the peppermint from the spearmint. I have no idea what lemon myrtle is supposed to taste like. I know what licorice tastes like, but I might be thinking of the candy. Again, I am not a tea connoisseur, so I don't know if you're supposed to taste all of these individual flavors or if they're all just kind of blend together to make their own flavor, which is probably what it does, but but yeah, for the most part, spearmint and peppermint, I taste them pretty much the most, and a little bit of a matcha green tea aftertaste. So now we have to move into rating the teas. And this is going to be based on personal preference. You know, some people might prefer herbal teas and that one's going to be their favorite. Some people really love the spearmint and matcha flavor. That's going to be the favorite. But for me personally, I think I really like the first one I tried, which is the black tea. I'm more of a black tea drinker. So, yeah, this one just smells almost like it smells sweet. You definitely don't have to have any honey with this one. It almost smells like a blueberry muffin, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, like to me this would pair so good with a muffin. Like, I'm gonna have to try that next time I have it. This one is gonna be my second favorite, the Margin Call Herbs and Matcha. It's definitely very spearmint pepperminty, but overall it was really good, and I'm curious what it would taste like in like a matcha tea latte or something like that. It would probably taste really good. This one, and then this one, it just wasn't strong enough for me, and that may be because it's an herbal tea and it's not supposed to be very flavorful, or I didn't brew it correctly, but that one's my least favorite. So these two I can see myself drinking on a more regular basis. This one's probably just if I'm sick and can't taste anything anyway, I'm gonna go with this one. So that's my honest review, 1, 2, 3. And let's move on to the coffees. My Bankroll tea review ended up being way longer of a video than I originally thought it was going to be. I decided to split the tea and coffee reviews into 2 separate videos. This video is part 1. Part 2 will be the Bankroll coffee review. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out on part 2. I also plan on doing a series where I review other Finfluencer products. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to trade gingerly, and I'll see you in part 2.